Welcome ESL to week 3 in the Indycar series. We are at Barber Motorsports Park. There is Sebastian doing his warm-up lap before he qualifies. He won last week. And he's going to try to go back-to-back here. He's currently second in points. AMK Ski is first. Sebastian is 13 points behind him. As he crosses that line, he gets ready for his first lap around. As you can see, everyone is on that red compound. The track is at 95 degrees, 12-mile-an-hour winds, and the air temp is 73. As he goes around the last two turns here, what type of lap time can he put together? It's Axel Raven on top of the board, with Chris Lee in second and Sebastian in third. Can anyone improve in the second lap? Sometimes that first lap that's it. That's the fastest you're gonna go. Raven goes around the final few turns here. Will his time hold? And it's Gunny McGuire on the pole with a great second lap. Chris Lee second, Tyler Markle third, Axel Raven fourth, Sebastian fifth, Reside sixth, Hans seventh, Rocco Stallone eighth, Hume ninth, and O'Brien rounds out your top 10. But McGuire put together a great second lap. A lot of drivers improved that second time around. We'll see what Gunny can do during the race. So everyone heads on to pit road. With the number 68 on the pole. From the Brew Crew. I'll be back in a few minutes for the start of the race. We are underway. Another standing start. And Gunny is your leader. As you can see, quite a few drivers are on those red wall tires on the softer compound. There is David Leathers and Harry. This is a battle for 13th. Gunny is your leading. Chris Lee in second. Tyler Markle picked up a spot in third. The top three are on that harder compound. Then it's Axel Raymond. He's on that softer compound in fourth, as well as Ringside. So we'll see how this tire strategy works out. We're looking at 2 pit stops. The fuel run is about 20 to 25 laps. Sleep with the fastest lap in the race so far. I mean, we're only a few laps in, but he is showing he has some speed. Can he get by Gunny McGuire to take this lead? He is all over the 68. Tyler Markle is there as well. Wire is currently 17th in the points. Chris Lee is 7th in the points. And Markle is 5th. As we go a little farther back in the field. There's TJ Hume in 8th. Stefan Forge in 11th. Ski didn't have a great qualifying run, currently in 16th. He has picked up 1 spot. We'll see if he can work his way up through the field. Got Trent in there in 18th. To the Queen in 17th. As Ski's trying to make another pass. Up 2 spots now. So he continues to work his way through for the number 72. Now it's Justin Ringside with the fastest lap. And that top 6 is pretty packed in tight. Saw Ringside, he took a look into the inside. Looked like he was gonna try to attempt to make a pass here. We'll see how much fall off there is on these softer tires, and how fast will the fall off happen? This tire management is key. Okay, preserve your tires as best as you can, especially on the softer tires, because they will fall off much faster. We had a battle there from the tail end of the field. Breno and Swift. Check on your leader. He doesn't have much of a lead, only 0.3 of a second. Make that 0.2 of a second. He has not been able to pull away from Lee either. The top three are on the same tire strategy here. Sebastian currently in 6th, his last week's winner. Rocco Stallone currently in 9th. He is an independent driver. 14th in points. But for being an independent driver, he has been putting together some decent races. And right now he is in the top 10. As you see O'Brien there in 10th. Scotty continues to lead here. Obviously, inside he is all over Marco here. Is he going to be able to make the pass? He is putting together some very fast lap times. He has the fastest lap in the race. 1 minute 7 seconds. 0.23. Chris Leach gonna attempt to make the pass here. Gets very aggressive. As they're side by side, Chris Lee takes the lead. As Scotty McGuire slows down, he might lose another spot to Tyler Markle here if he's not careful. Tyler Markle gets a little loose coming out to turn. Gets back in line. Now Chris Lee is your leader. He kept on waiting for the opportunity to open up. We'll see if he can pull away now. Because once you're in that clean air, you can definitely put together some better lap times. As you can see, a lot of cloud cover over the track right now. It's going to cool the track off a little bit. There's Hans. The 017 of Hans. Patrick Berg currently in 7th. part of 307 Motorsports. Right behind him is Hume. There's Juan Fangio and Merle McGuire. Merle McGuire is in 17th. Right behind him is Trunnion and then Tyler. As we're about halfway through this run before the first round of pit stops. And Lee is starting to pull away, about 2.5 second lead. Buddy McGuire holding on to that second. Tyler Marco had an opening there, but he did not. Going into turn 1 and 2. That's around the place Chris Lee made the pass for the lead. Let's go through your top 15 as Chris Lee is your leader. Gunny McGuire in second. Tyler Marco in third. Justin Reside fourth. Sebastian fifth. Axel Raven sixth. Hans seventh. Hume in eighth. Stallone in ninth. O'Brien in 10th. Forge in 11th. Mackenzie in 12th. Cheddar in 13th. Leathers in 14th. And Ski rounds out your top 15, followed by Juan Fangio in 16th. As Lee continues to pull away, 4-second lead. Let's enjoy the sights and sound of Barber Motorsports Park for a few laps. Justin Reside picked up a spot during that break there. Moves up to third now. Tyler Markle in fourth. Reside is on that softer compound. He's the only one in the top three. With a 5.5 second lead. He's going to have to change that tire compound, and we'll see if he can keep up that same type of speed. Especially late in the run. We're still about maybe 5 to 8 laps away from the first round of pit stops. As your biggest mover is Reside, up 3 positions. Sebastian in 5th, followed by Raven in 6th. When these drivers start coming in onto pit road, they come in early, stay out later. There's advantages and disadvantages to it. Strunken gets by Merle McGuire there for 17th. McGuire's Tyler speed. It's a pretty good mix of drivers that are on the softer compound and the harder compound. It's pretty mixed, almost pretty close to half and half of the field. There's Henry in 13th. In front of him is Leathers. And behind him is Fangio. And Ski, the points leader, still in 15th. Hasn't been able to climb much more than that one, but we'll see. Still a long way to go. As your leader continues to pull away, about 6-second lead. Gunny continues to hold on to second. Side was gaining ground on him, but he is to the point of this run where those tires are falling off. has pulled away from Marco there. Marco's still in fourth. And then it's Sebastian in fifth, a little farther back. Followed by Raven. And this cloud cover is definitely helping out some drivers as Hugh picks up a spot. And here comes the 017 onto pit road. So this is going to be scheduled stops here, it looks like. Hans coming in early. T the Queen, he came in early. They've had enough. They want to be on a little different strategy. Maybe they can pick up a few positions. As Hans comes out of pit road, in and out, as he stays on the reds. And here comes T the Queen. She comes out of pit road. So they both decided to come in early. Lap 18. And here comes the 42. As you can see, the Queen, she switched tire compounds. Here comes Tyler Markle. He was in fourth when he came in onto pit road. Does he make the switch to the tire compound here? Goes on that harder compound, and he does, switches to reds. And he is off on his way. When will the leader come on to pit road? He's got a 7-second lead. And he does not come in this time around. And here comes Gunny. He decides to come in. A lot of drivers continue to stay out. As he peels out of pit road, he got that first pit stop, and he switches the tire compound as well. We'll see what type of difference does that make for the 68. As we wait to see when Lee decides to come in. And here he comes. As he goes on to pit road, does he stay on that set of tires or does he make the switch as well? As Reside zooms on by. Reside, right now he is your leader. There's the 51. Comes out of pit road. And he makes the switch to the softer compound. When will Reside come in? Because they're trying to stretch the fuel run here. As he goes around turns 15 and 16. He continues to stay out, as well as Sebastian Axel Raven. And now it's Trunyan on pit road. So the pit strategies are pretty scattered right now. Not everyone's coming in at the same time. And the track has cooled down quite a bit, down to 85. Now comes in Justin Leeside. Does Sebastian follow him? And he does, as well as Axel Raven. Now you have a lot more cars coming in onto pit road. As your leader goes around turns 13 and 14. As pit road is extremely busy. Here comes Reside. Reside's gonna pick up a spot here. He gets in front of Gunny coming out of pit road, but Gunny goes right around him. Takes second right back. Reside needs those tires to warm up. Those first 2 laps are gonna be a lot slower. Gunny just flew on by. It's not Chris Lee's your leader by 7 seconds. Gunny is in seconds, but they are both on the reds right now. And Reside is on the blacks. And Marco is on the reds. So let's go through your top 15 after that round of pit stops. We got Chris Lee, the leader. Gunny in second. Justin in third. Tyler Marco in fourth. Hans in fifth. Sebastian, he lost a few spots. He's in sixth. Axel in seventh. DJ Hume in eighth. Rocco Stallone in ninth. Harry in the top 10 in 10th. Stefan in 11th. Leathers in 12th. Tina Queen in 13th. She's picked up 7 positions. She did great in that round of pit stops. Mitchell O'Brien in 14th. And AMK Ski in 15th. But Queen, she had a great pit stop. She probably came out of pit road at the right time as well. But she has picked up 7 positions here. Currently in 13th. As Hans, he loses a few positions. I wonder what happened to Hans. Let's try to take a look here. He gets wide on the turn. He just loses 2 spots there. Just like that. There's Trunyan, he picks up a spot, as well as Neil McKenzie, as they get by Merle McGuire. as we are halfway through this race. As you can see, the sun is trying to peek out again. We'll see how warm the track gets. Stefan Forge, he gets by Leathers, moves up into the top 10. And he try to continue to climb as he has Rocco Stallone ahead of him. We'll see how all these drivers do with the time management here after the last pit stop. I mean, until the last pit stop. Stefan Forge picks up another spot here. He's going to get by Stallone. And now Leathers is going to try to do the same. There was a little wiggle there. Opened the door for Forge. And he clips the 34. As they were coming around, they made contact right there. He gets loose. Let's ride on board Stallone. That's where they make the contact there. Lucky for him, he did not spin out. That would have been disastrous there. Now, O'Brien is trying to make a move. There might be an issue with the 34. We'll see if he heads onto pit road. Well, he is down to 12 out of the top 10. Does not head onto pit road, so he might be okay, but he might lose another spot here to the 099. Because now the track is starting to warm up once again. About an 8-second lead for Lee as he was dealing with a slower car, Swift. That slowed him down just a little bit. But he has no more cars up ahead. Once he got by Gunny, he hit that clean air. He was long gone. Gunny continues to hold on to second, and Reside is in third. Reside. Let's see if he can gain any ground on Gunny here. Side's currently fourth in the points. He is 18 points back from the leader. Now Chris Lee comes in. So maybe they think they can make the distance here on fuel. I mean, it's going to be close. It really is going to be close. I mean, he might be within the window. So they're making the call to come in now. We'll see if anyone else follows suit. And they do. The 96, the 11, the 111. So they think they can make it the distance here. hopefully they put enough fuel. They calculated right and put enough fuel to make it to the end. That is extremely important. And Forge comes out first, followed by Leathers out of pit road. And now Gunny is on pit road. So they definitely think they could make it to the end. But there's a long way to go on those tires. About 20 laps. 42 of Marco comes in. As Gunny comes out of pit road. As well as Marco. Mitchell O'Brien is on pit road. As well as Mackenzie. Forge was desperately trying to get by O'Brien and could not do it. Right now your leader is Justin Reeside, and he has a slower car in front of him. When does Reeside decide to come in? Doesn't have no one around him slowing him down, so that's good for him. We'll see if he gained time or lost some time once we cycle through this last round of stops. Eastside needs to get by this slower car, can't be waiting around. This is a tough part of the track to make a pass. He's trying everything he can to get by and finally gets by. But still doesn't go onto pit road, not yet. He's trying to prolong this run as long as he can. He's struggling currently in 12th. And Ski in 13th. But we still have a lot of cars that have not pitted. Leo McKenzie had a great pit stop, 31 seconds. The average is around 33. So that might help out the 15. Gain a few spots, we'll see. Does Freeside come in now? He does not, continues to stay out. So they are in a whole different strategy. Right now, he's 10 seconds ahead of Sebastian. Sebastian's currently in second, and it's Raven in third. As we check on Lee, there's a slow, I think that's a slower car in front of him. That might slow him down. He has to try to get by this car. He'll lose a lot of time if he stays stuck behind this car. That's huge. We'll see if he loses a lot of time here. As Reside continues to stay out on the track. We'll see how good this call works. We still got 18 laps to go. But Reside definitely has to come in one more time and top off with fuel. And here comes Hans onto pit road. I mean, the longer you stay out, the less fuel you have to put in that tank to make it to the end. You can have a faster pit stop. Maybe that's the strategy with the crew chiefs here. Here comes Hans out of pit road. About 33 seconds for his pit stop. That just shows you how good Mackenzie's pit stop was at 31 seconds. Reside running his race. Even though they're on the same team as Chris Lee, they are on totally different strategies here. Which strategy will work the best? As Scotty, he came in earlier too. So he was running second, I believe. So was he able to gain some ground on Chris Lee? Well, Chris Lee is about 5 seconds in front of him, so he did cut into the Chris Lee's lead. And Chris Lee cannot get by Hume, and that is slowing him down. And if we cycle through and Gunny's in second, Gunny's going to continue to close in to the 51. So Lee can not get by Hume. The only thing that's probably going to save Lee is that Hume still has to go onto pit road. McGuire is only 5 seconds back now. That lead was about 9 seconds at one point. But right now, Reside, he is still your leader, still out on the track. This is going to be all strategy that decides this race here. Did you make the right moves to put yourself in the best position to win? Reside still staying out as we have 15 laps to go here at Barber Motorsports Park. Sometimes you get these types of races where it all comes down to pit stops and fuel strategy. When do you come in and out? This race has shaped up to be one of those races. And also, who just managed their tires the best? There's Sebastian, who's currently in second, and Axel Raven in third. Then you have Hume in fourth, and Lee is still behind him. But Lee's tires are very worn as well. So it's going to be harder to make that pass. If he was going to make that pass, it had to been laps ago. So Lee's just going to have to wait for Hume to pit. That's going to be his best chance. Because right now, Lee is currently in fifth. to Gunny here. Gunny is only 4 seconds back. Looks like McGuire lost a few spots there. He's currently 18th. Side about to cross the line in the front stretch. 13 to go. When does Reside come on in? And he's going to have to put together a blazing fast pit stop. And you can see Gunny there in the background already. He is closing in to Chris Lee. So once we cycle through, if Lee is still the leader, Gunny is not too far behind and he might have a shot at this. So this race is by far over. After Lee at one point had a 9-second lead, but Hume has slowed him down. Now, like Hume has pulled away slightly from that 51. And here comes Reside, finally comes in onto pit road. We'll see how fast his pit stop is. Because right now, Lee is going around turns 12 and 13. He's going to have a fast stop here to gain some ground. As Lee's coming around the final turn and is on the front stretch, and Reside peels out of his pit stall, and Lee just goes by. Reside comes out 4th. Axel Raven on pit road. Where will he land? Comes out 6th. Now it's T the Queen. She picked up a ton of spots in her last pit stop. Can she do it again? She peels out of her pit stall. Is currently 22nd, but they still have to cycle through here. A lot of cars have not pitted yet. Right now, Sebastian is your leader. Now he's stuck behind T the Queen. He wants to get by. He cannot get by the 17. Now he's going to have a better shot at it as they head into turn 7. And now he easily gets by. Whoa, he gets off the track there. As you saw, he almost went airborne. That was almost disastrous for the 83. Now Trunnion's on pit road. Rocco Stallone, Justice Blackwell, Randy Pierce, Merrill McGuire, Henry Cheddar, they're all on pit road. Pit road is a little busy. They're all coming out of pit road now. There's all types of traffic everywhere. Sebastian continues to stay out. He has to deal with all types of traffic. Once we cycle through, it should be Chris Lee, your leader. But look at the traffic in front of him. And Reside is a close second. Then you have Gunny. He's not too far behind either. Here comes Ski onto pit road. As we got 10 laps to go. So things are starting to get interesting here. Here comes Ski. Sebastian still needs to come in. He still needs to come in. The other question is, did the drivers that are already pitted, did they put enough fuel to make it to the end? Because if they miscalculated, that's going to flip their whole race around. There is Lee. Right behind him is Freeside. And not too far back is McGuire. But McGuire has a few slower cars. Well, not slower cars, but he has a few cars ahead of him. As we have 15 cars currently on the lead lap. So some cars have lost a lap. We'll see what that looks like once the last few cars come onto pit road. I don't think Sebastian can make it. I mean, even if they push it 25 laps, that's still only 49 laps. That's 4 laps short. As well, the same for Hugh. He is currently in second. And then it's Lee and Reside and McGuire. Those are your top 5 right now. And here comes Sebastian. Finally goes onto pit road. Now we see if Hugh comes in. DJ Hugh comes in as well. Juan Fangio still needs to come in. Berto Demora needs to come in. There's only like 2 more cars that need to come onto pit road. Out comes Sebastian. Here comes Hume. Now Chris Lee is back to the lead. Now Juan Fangio's on pit road. And we only got 7 laps to go. Reside is a close second. And Gunny's in third, but he has to deal with a car ahead of him. But there is a slower car up ahead that Lee is going to have to deal with. And that could change a lot of things here. How much is this going to slow Lee down? Because Hugh slowed him down a ton. He's going to have to make this pass and quick. He only has a 1 second lead. But there's a lot of traffic ahead of him. Look at all that traffic. he's going to have to make the right moves here with 5 laps to go. As he got his teammate behind him, and then it's Gunny McGuire in 3rd, Axel Raven 4th, and Sebastian rounds out in the top 5. There you see Gunny. He's got that slower car, that lapped car ahead of him. Well, he's not really gaining any ground on that car either. Then you have Raven in 4th. Sebastian in 5th. Tyler Markle in 6th. Hume in 7th. Hans in 8th. Stefan Forge 9th. And Mitchell O'Brien rounds out the top 10. And Lee gets by the 13. And that's what he had to do. Now Reside needs to do the same. If not, he's going to lose a ton of ground to the 51. And they make contact there. They definitely made contact. They locked wheels there for a little while. Will that hurt the 78? We'll have to keep an eye on the 78. We'll see if he comes onto pit road for any reason. These cars are extremely fragile. When they make contact like that, sometimes they'll just head onto pit road for repairs. That would be disastrous for the 78. The worst you can finish right now is 2nd. And he doesn't head onto pit road, so he seems to be okay. That's a sigh of relief for that 78 team. Two cars ahead of him here with 3 to go. So he needs to be smart on how he makes these passes. Not get too aggressive. And he really doesn't have to make this pass unless Reside gets very close. He comes out of turn 16. 2 laps to go. This has been a strategy-based race. And at one point, I thought this was just gonna run away with it. But because Reside was on a different strategy, he was able to gain about 8 seconds, 8.5 seconds on Lee. And he is right there. One mistake by Lee, he will lose this race. Reside is no stranger to victory lane. He has won 2 championships in Indycar. As they go around the final 2 turns, he is all over that 51. As the white flag waves, final lap. Reside trying to get to the side of that 51, almost got there. He knows it's go time, last lap here. Can he make a last lap pass for the win? As they head into turn 5 and 6. Seems to be gaining much ground there as we're about halfway through this lap. I think Reside's best chance was that final turn in the front stretch there. He had a shot at it, just couldn't get there. As Chris Lee goes around the final turn and the checkered flag waves, Chris Lee wins in week 3 of the Indycar Series at Barber Motorsports Park. In second is Justin Reside, third Gunny McGuire, fourth Axel Raven, fifth Sebastian, sixth Tyler Markle, seventh DJ Heat, eighth Hans Atchelberg, ninth Stefan Forge, and rounding out your top 10 is the 40 of Mitchell O'Brien. But that 51 was blazing fast all race long. And that 78 gave it a shot. They went on a different strategy, and they cut into that lead. About 8 seconds, so that strategy worked great. And they had a shot there at the end. I thought he was going to get to the side. But Chris Lee in victory lane. It's been a long time for that 51, but he finally gets into victory lane. And that will definitely help him out in the point standings. We'll see where he ends up. And a reminder, there is no racing next week. It's a bye week. There's no progression. And tomorrow we still have next gen to close out week 3. And then we have our first big progression. And it just gets better from there. But like always, thank you for supporting the league and the stream. I will see you guys next time.